For millennia, humanity has wondered, used its imagination to conceive the impossible, told stories. Through all of humanity's past, many heroes have been made. Some strong, some clever, but only in the past century have we begun to imagine a new breed of hero. Movies, books, media of all sorts is centered around them. Our culture admires them, although they do not exist. I'm talking about superheroes, or rather, superhumans. Normal people with extraordinary abilities. This film is about them. It's very similar to any other superhero movie you might see, except for one thing. This is a true story. This is Project Kratos, an overview. In 1967, an American professor named Tobias Flynn, mostly unheard of in the scientific world, created what is arguably the greatest invention in the history of chemistry. A particle accelerator, compact, yet capable of creating supermassive elements that hadn't even been conceived at the time. It was with this accelerator that he was able to create element 120, element X.
I didn't necessarily create it, I kind of just stumbled upon it, you know?
As the professor pushed the button to start the reaction, a bright white light filled the room. And when it cleared, there it was. Element X. Despite its massive size, it was completely stable in every environment the professor put it in. To find out more about the element and its properties, he conducted a series of extensive tests. Most of them proved to be unfruitful, except for when the professor bombarded strands of DNA from humans with samples of the element. He found that the element bonded seamlessly with the DNA molecule, causing no damage.
Like, I've tried, this is my life's work, like, the element, the apparatus, like, that's all my life's work. But, I didn't really necessarily try to create it, it just kind of happened to me.
Intrigued with this discovery, he searched for and found 2 eager volunteers to test his creation on human beings. The first man was named Philip Westington. He was a Harvard student and looking to enrich the scientific community. After being exposed to it, he fell into a coma and never woke up. To this day, he is still showing vital signs and being researched at a non-disclosed location. However, his brain activity is exponentially higher than any other human, leading many to think that he has received a heightened mental status at a price of his consciousness. As for the second man, James Moore, seeing Westington's state, he was greatly discouraged. The professor told him he could leave if he wanted, as the risk was great. But Moore decided against it and ended up taking the element. Initially, Moore collapsed, leading Flynn to believe his experiment had failed once again. But he stood back up. Moore gained the power of super strength. He was the first superhuman. Somehow, the professor was able to create an element that gave humans superpowers. Soon after this successful experiment, the government found out about Professor Flynn's work and decided that it was much too dangerous for the public. One day, 2 FBI agents showed up at his house and handed him a notice, telling him to report the address of the facility. Flynn was perplexed. He had no idea what was going on, but he decided he must go. They took him and all of his research to a secret laboratory, and there they continued the experiments on people. The experiment was named Project Kratos, after the Greek demigod of power and strength. Many people were unhappy with their seeming abductions, but promised just compensate as long as they never told anyone of the experience and followed through with all the tests.
I mean, this could go a lot of ways, really. I mean, giving, like, you know, creating elements is one thing, but using them to give people superpowers, creating like an imbalance of power in society, like a physical imbalance of power. That's insane. I don't know what we're gonna do about this. But I trust that because this is top secret, you know, it's probably the better way to go with this, because obviously it's gonna be really dangerous, especially if people use their powers for evil. But I trust you guys. I trust the government. I think that this is going to be okay as long as you guys can keep this under control. I just don't want this to go downhill. I don't want it to go downhill at all.
Only one was unhappy with the compensation promised to him. His name was Michael Kennedy. He gained the ability to move at superhuman speeds, earning him the alias Blink. Unfortunately for him, Kennedy also received a lightning-fast train of thought, causing him to think so fast it overwhelmed his psyche. He became extremely paranoid and unstable, and was outraged that the government had taken away from his family and cursed him with power. Kennedy broke into the laboratory, the only one in the room with Professor Flynn. But Kennedy was not there for Flynn. He was there to destroy Project Kratos. Using a sharp tool, he destroyed the particle accelerator. He then went on to rip up the research papers. But he was not finished. He found the remaining supply of Element X and consumed it all in one go. The room filled with a blinding white light. And when it cleared, neither the professor nor Kennedy was anywhere to be seen. They have never been seen to this day. And with all the research gone, no accelerator, and no Professor Flynn started again, the government was forced to end the project. Any existing superhero was given a choice. They could either continue to work for the government or return to their lives, forbidden to use their powers under penalty of imprisonment and even death. And when they died, there was no more superhumans. And although Element X has never been recreated, and a superhero has not been born in over 50 years, they remain a pinnacle of our society. It is a pity that they must remain fictional. Perhaps, one day, they will return.